Hello, everybody. Hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. How are we all doing today? Uh, sorry the intro took a little bit longer than usual. So, so I actually, um, so when I hit, when I hit go, I actually quickly took it. Wait, hey, let me see. Is my model? There we go. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so I took a quick shower before before streaming. Um just because um so let me ask you guys, right? So let me ask you, chat. How often do you guys bathe? I genuinely want to know how often do you guys bathe? Do you guys bathe what? Once a week? Well, not once a week, but two times a week, maybe. Oh, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a week. Because interesting fact about that is that normally you're supposed to shower, I think, every other day, because it does dry out the oils in your skin. Also, sorry if you hear some banging in the background. It is because there is some renovation going on. But yeah, so yeah, I went ahead and took a quick shower because it is my off day. So went ahead and did that while I was setting everything up. But yeah, so we're gonna be streaming for a bit, mainly because this weekend I will be out of town. I will be out of town this weekend. I will be visiting a friend of mine, and because like I previously mentioned. Now, the other thing though is that I did pull up a poll for those who are in my Discord server, and so what it is that I'm leaving the military here in about, I want to say, maybe about 3 weeks. So I put it up to poll for all of you guys to vote on what exactly you guys want to see me build, and the kits that we have up for, because if one doesn't get built now, it will be during the streamathon that I have going on. So the first kit that I have up for the polls, both on my Twitter and on my Discord, is that I have the King Gojless up for vote, which it does seem like it is leading. The King Gojless does seem like it is leading in the voting department. But also we have let's see here. So we have that, but we also have, let me see here, let me pull it up. We also have the Perfect Grade Gundam Mark II that is also up for voting. Now, I've never built a Perfect Grade before, so this will, if this wins, it will be kind of an interesting thing for me, because this is also an older kit. I would say it's probably maybe I want to say it's maybe early 2000s. It's not new. it is definitely not new. So I am putting up the poll on my Twitter for about a couple of days. So over the weekend you guys can vote, but also I also want to point out as well that this stream is sponsored by HobbyLink Japan, and HobbyLink Japan is the number one store. God, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm tripping over my own sponsor. Anyway, so it is the number one hobby store in the world, and it has a wide variety of things like Zoids, Gundam models, hobby tools, and other assortments of stuff, as well as anime figures. And if you use my referral code, it will take you directly to the website, and also you can use my panels down below for that as well. And the best thing about HobbyLink Japan is that it all comes straight from the source, straight from Japan to you. There we go. So I got my plug out of the way. But yeah, so today we're gonna kind of take it a little bit easy today, just because it is a bit of a slow day. My brain is still kind of fried from last night. My brain is still very much kind of fried from last night from the Stanley Parable. So we're just gonna take it a little bit easy today. We might play Spyro. We most likely will. But I also want to kind of go over some stuff as well that I found while I was kind of like perusing through the internet and stuff like that. So what I found on Twitter I thought was interesting. So what I found on Twitter was kind of interesting. So let me actually pull it up. Hang on, let me pull this up for you guys. So, as you all know, I am a massive fan of things of like kaiju and all that good stuff. Now, the thing that I saw that made me kind of scratch my head. Let's see if I can find it real quick for you guys. I think it's this one. Let me see here. Hey, Excalibur, how you doing? Hang on, let me see here. Is that not it? Oh, wait, nope, there we go. Weird. Okay, why is this not... Hang on, why is Windows... Why are you...
Hello, motherfucker.
Hi, Cookie. How you doing? Hang on for a split second. Ah, perfect. There we go. Much better. Much better. I'm doing all right. We're going to be kind of going over a couple of things before we play a little bit of Spyro. Let me actually give Cookie a shout out here real quick. But yeah, so this is something I wanted to bring up. Because I love Pacific Rim. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. And also, hang on, Jay, let me give you a shout out as well. So I saw this, and I mean, don't get me wrong, this is cool. Like, this is cool as hell. But also, I'm thinking, why? So why? So what this is that, so this is an announcement for let me move this over here real quick. Let me move my screens around. So what this is that, so this is the new Pacific Rim live action prequel series has landed on Amazon Prime, which, okay, so I'm thinking, because, like, don't get me wrong, I love Pacific Rim. I think Pacific Rim is really, really cool. Right? I think Pacific Rim is really, really cool. But my thing is, like, why? Like, why do we need well, first of all, why Pacific Rim? I feel like Pacific Rim, like, oh, don't get me wrong, I love it. I think it's great. But I don't see Pacific Rim being, like, a grand cinematic, like, franchise. It has cool elements. Let's see here. I think I've watched Pacific Rim, but it's been a minute. Yeah, so Pacific Rim. So let me give you the rundown here. So Pacific Rim is done by Guillermo del Toro, which is my favorite director of all time. I love del Toro. So Guillermo del Toro made Pacific Rim as pretty much like a love letter to, like, all things that are like kaiju and mecha and like just like all that kind of stuff, because a lot of it is actually like references to previous like installments. So like there is a Jaeger called Cherno Alpha, and it is a homage to the Zaku. Del Toro even said, like, he based specifically like its arm and like its arms and overall shape off the Zaku. You also have Coyote Tango, which is based off the gun cannon. You have like kaijus like Knifehead that takes clear inspiration from things like Guiron from Gamera. But yeah, so basically it's Del Toro's like personal love letter to to this franchise because he grew up with it. He grew up with things like Ultraman. Well, specifically, he grew up with things like Ultra Q, which is technically the first installment of Ultraman. And then it goes on to Ultraman itself, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The rest is history. My knowledge of Ultraman is not as knowledgeable as, say, things like Godzilla, Gamera, Gundam, and stuff like that. But yeah, so like he's a massive nerd. He's a massive nerd. It's a cool movie. It is a really cool movie. It is a really cool movie. And then it had a sequel that was an absolute disappointment, to be honest. It was an absolute major disappointment. And then there was an anime series that came out. And the anime series was okay. It was okay. It was not the best. It was not the worst. It took some weird direction, but it wasn't bad. It was just serviceable. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. But no, what I was saying though is that, like, I don't know if Pacific Rim actually has like enough. I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to look here. I guess staying power has enough material for an extended cinematic or just like an extended franchise. Which, like, okay, so like if Pacific Rim was like a one and done deal, that would have been fine. Like, it would have been okay. But again, like from what we have seen so far from like Pacific Rim Uprising, I'm still waiting for an apology letter for that. No, we have to no Excalibur. We have to acknowledge the sequel in order for us to like comprehend where Pacific Rim is at, and also things like Pacific Rim Into the Black, which is the anime series. I don't know if it really has material that you could really expand upon, because like I know there's like I think like a graphic novel, I think from back in the day. I think there was a graphic novel where it kind of divulged a little bit into it, but for the most part, it's just kind of a run and done deal. And as for the prequel, I mean, it can work. I mean, a prequel could kind of work if you know what you're doing, but I don't know per se, because we kind of already know what happened. There's really not much material, I guess you could say, to where we can actually extract like a prequel series out of it for like Amazon, which would probably have an insanely high budget. So I don't know, maybe, possibly. I watched episode 2 of. It was okay. It was, like I said, it was all right. It was not the. It was a thing. It was a thing that happened, but yeah. So that's something I saw. So that was something I saw on Twitter, and I wanted to kind of go over, just because, like, just kind of like just why. Like, just why, to be quite honest. So, fun fact about, like, Pacific Rim, especially, like, when it comes to, like, the toys. So, NECA. So, for those who don't know, NECA is, like, a collector... They're, like, a collector figure company, that make, like, really good figures on, like, a budget. So, like, if you want something that's of high quality, that costs maybe like $20 at most, maybe $60 to $70 again at most, at its most expensive, NECA's pretty much your people. But back in the day, they did Pacific Rim figures, and they did a lot of like Pacific Rim figures based around the first movie, and they made the kaijus as well. And one of those, Otachi, she goes for a lot of money nowadays, but so the person that is behind the Otachi figure went on to make things like Beasts of the Mesozoic. So that's kind of a cool little toy history, because he actually went on to state that yes, he did work on things like Otachi from the Pacific Rim line, and I think Leatherback. I think it's like he worked on I think he worked on like Leatherback and like a couple of others outside of Otachi. But it's still kind of cool though. It's still pretty cool though regardless. See here. Oh cool, that is the guy that make the Beasts of the Mesozoic. They're the highly detailed, scientifically accurate dinosaur toys. And he's working on he's working on like mammoths now too. Actually, let me see here because I wanted to show this real quick. Hang on, I wanted to show this real quick because I saw what is this? I think Smugalana was talking about this. And I also want to kind of go over like some military stuff too. Yeah, I also wanted to go over like some military stuff too because I saw a post about like military MOSs that had like horrible work hours. So I wanted to kind of like give my little 2 cents into that. Okay, so this is something else I wanted to kind of. So this is something I wanted to kind of go over. So let me see here real quick. Not that. Not that. Yeah, here we go. So this is something that I saw Smugalana talk about, and I reposted this. I retweeted this on my Twitter, and I wanted to kind of go over this. So originally I was like freaking out. I was like, "Oh my God, Zoids are real! Zoids are real!" So what this is that this is from Kawasaki. This is their Corleo. It is a four-legged it's a walker. It is basically the first steps of like an actual like legit walker. And I think this is really cool. And the really cool thing about all this is that it is hydrogen powered. So that is really, really interesting. And I really wanted to see just how well this would go. Right. So also welcome back from those who are in Outbreak Baby Jail. So I wanted to go over this real quick. I thought this was like really fucking cool. So let me pause the Skyrim music. Okay. So this is the Kawasaki Corleo. Walks like a robot, rides like a bike. So 3, 2, 1, go. Like, this is cool. Now, of course, this is not the actual like robot. Right now, we actually have the physical walker, but it's nowhere near as like nimble as this. I think right now it's just a static piece. This is just like a proof of concept.
Kawasaki's Corleo is unlike anything you have seen before. Built with a four-legged robotic frame and inspired by motorcycle mechanics.
We got robot lions? No, we kind of do.
This machine is designed for serious off-road adventures. Each leg ends with a flexible rubber hoof for better grip on rocks, grass, and gravel. Riders control Corleo using natural body movements. Lean forward or shift your weight, and it responds. A 150 cubic centimeter hydrogen engine powers electric motors in the legs, giving it smooth, silent motion.
That's fucking insane. Now, I want to know how much would this... I'm sure this would cost like a lot. And I know like only like the super wealthy would ever really get to touch this thing, let alone look at it. And I can't imagine just how expensive the fuel would be. That is badass. It is badass.
The built-in display shows your route, hydrogen level, and riding posture. At night,
cool.
It projects guiding markers right onto the terrain. Whether you are climbing, cruising, or just exploring, Corleo connects human instinct with machine intelligence in a whole new way.
That is
Do not forget to
insane.
like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future tech breakthroughs.
That is insane. So this would make things like climbing Mount fucking Everest probably a breeze. This would probably, well, because I want to know, like, when this thing gets announced, because this thing was announced. I think this is it.
In a surprising turn of
There we
events,
Yeah, so it's real. Like, this is a real thing. Now, the other thing is that now will we get like variants? Because I'm pretty sure we would get like variants of this thing for like different environments. Because like I would imagine things like, say, like Mount Everest or something, which I'm sure they will actually like make a model that is built for heavy duty cold environment. See here, they basically made Miraidon. Yeah, they basically did. They literally made like a legit Miraidon. But yeah, so I can imagine like this thing making like they're making like an extreme cold environment version, a desert version, maybe something, maybe like the base version is meant for like the alpine or like savannas, basically like low level areas with some bit of mountainous terrain. I can imagine that. And like maybe we'll get something for like more of like an aquatic area, so like things like, you know, like the beach or something like that, because I can't imagine this thing actually going out on like the sandy areas of like a desert or a beach and not get fucked up. Like I can't even bring like a portable speaker out to the ocean without the salt in the air like literally destroying it. So I want to see what they'll do for something like that.
Kawasaki, widely known for its iconic green motorcycles, has taken a bold step beyond two wheels. The Japanese manufacturer recently introduced a new concept vehicle called Corleo, a machine designed not only to traverse all terrains, but also to redefine the very idea of mobility. The unveiling took place at the Kansai International Exhibition in Osaka, drawing immediate attention from both tech enthusiasts
Like,
and
this is
general
cool as hell.
Corleo is no ordinary vehicle. It's a four-legged robotic machine, closely resembling creatures from fantasy films. The user
A
rides
little
like
bit,
horse,
yes.
but its movement is far more dynamic and lifelike. Observers at the exhibition noted that it moved with the agility of a panther or a dog, a clear indication that Kawasaki aims to merge robotic engineering with natural motion in a way that's never been done before.
I want to know, like, let's see. I know Honda and Toyota are making Pokemon. Are they really? Currently, this is that's what I was saying. Like, it is just, so this is just proof of concept. But like, I want to know, like, when this thing comes out to the market. So it eventually will. We'll get like a more sportier version. We'll get like a cheaper alternative. But I'm wondering though, like, when this goes out into things like the city, would it have the same regulations as like a horse? Would this count as no, like, seriously though, would this thing follow the same guidelines as like riding a horse in the city or a vehicle? Like a motorcycle.
According to Kawasaki, Corleo is designed to conquer all types of terrain, making it a versatile option for future mobility. It is even
Honda,
being
they
described as a
built
replacement
the
for
red
horses,
one.
with the ability to leap
okay,
and
I
adapt
see.
to rugged landscapes. This signals a significant departure from traditional off-road vehicles,
That's
suggesting
cool.
a potential shift in how we view transportation in difficult environments. What powers this mechanical beast is even more intriguing. Corleo runs on a hydrogen fuel cell, reinforcing Japan's growing trust in hydrogen as a clean and sustainable energy source.
Right, but my other thing is like, how would you go around and refueling this? See, depends on the price of productions and probably based on the same laws as a motorcycle. Yeah, I can kind of see that, because this is essentially more aligned of like a motorcycle than like, say, like a horse or a car or or like an ATV. But like, I want to know though, like, how to get, and also, you know damn well someone will actually customize this thing to look like a Zoid or hydrogen only. So when it explodes, it becomes a giant. becomes a giant mega. Kind of, yeah. I don't know about that though. But no, what I was saying though is that like, you know damn well someone when this does come out to like the masses basically, you know someone somewhere is going to transform this thing into like a legit Miraidon, or like a legit like Liger or a Voltron. So like they're going to base this off of like something akin to that. Like damn well. The Pokemon, I can see the Pokemon Company getting one of these. Yeah. Yeah, see, if I actually got this, I really wouldn't base it off of like a Liger. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I would not. If anything, I would probably base that shit off of like Dragon Booster. Get like a little dragon head, maybe like a dragon spoiler, like a dragon tail or something like that. Honestly, like this screams more like Dragon Booster.
Kawasaki, along with other major Japanese companies, continues to explore the hydrogen frontier, aligning with the country's broader vision of a low-emission future. Japanese industrial leaders see Coolio not just as a futuristic toy or conceptual experiment, but as a realistic vision of mobility in 2050.
Genuinely, yeah, Dragon Booster, you unlock. Yeah, no, like honestly, this would definitely be like a Dragon Booster thing. But also, I'm more also just curious about like how would the military handle this? Like things like these kind of walkers and stuff. I really want to know how would like military get a hold of this. Would they make like a more armored version? There would probably be like special divisions in the military dedicated just for like these kind of like mech riders, basically, like a mech rider corps. Like, this would be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Load this thing up with an armor personnel carrier, an APC, or like load it up in like a Cougar or a Rhino, and just have them jump out and just like go through the battlefield. Like, this would look cool.
With the country already producing high-speed trains, aircraft engines, and ready-built
Oh,
factories,
it does have hooves.
This robotic vehicle fits seamlessly into the portfolio of advanced engineering solutions aimed at the next generation. Kawasaki emphasizes that Coolio isn't merely a fantasy drawn on a digital sketchpad. It represents a potential leap in transportation, particularly in sectors like defense, search and rescue, and remote exploration.
I can see that.
Areas where traditional vehicles may falter.
Yeah, I can see this being like for like rescue
and
operations
terrain
as well.
versatility could give it the edge in a variety of critical use cases. As we look toward the future, Kawasaki's Coolio may mark the beginning of a new era where motorcycles are no longer confined.
I can kind of see. I don't know why, but I can kind of see the lion in
Instead,
this a little bit.
We may see a rise of mechanical animals that offer a more natural, flexible, and intelligent mode of Coolio may.
I can kind of see. I don't know if it's just me, but like I can kind of see the lion aspect in the head area. I can kind of see
the beginning of a new era where motorcycles are no longer confined to wheels.
Like, especially when you look at it head on.
We may see a rise of mechanical animals that offer a more natural, flexible, and intelligent.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. I kind of would like to turn this into like a Triceratops
mode of transportation. Whether Coolio becomes a common sight or remains a symbol of innovation,
or a Smilodon.
One thing is clear: the future of mobility is evolving, and Kawasaki is leading the charge.
That's really cool. And I'm sure there's probably like I wonder like what's the weight requirement? Like generally speaking, like I wonder what's like the weight requirement for people to ride on this thing, because there has to be a limit. Like I don't think it would be like a hog riding a hog scenario. I feel like you would actually have to be like a certain weight, because this looks like it's supposed to be light and nimble. So let me see here. There was something else I wanted to see here real quick before. Yeah, let me see something. Okay, so hang on real quick. Let me just see something. Sorry, I just got sidetracked. Okay. Okay, so let me see here. Now, I think there was something. Oh yeah, now I know what I was gonna show. Now I remember what I was going to show. So I saw this video, and now because I am in the military, I saw this video and I wanted to kind of go over this. So what this is called, nine worst military jobs, worst MOS options. Some MOSs are really, really good. Mine, you kind of get the shit end, but you kind of make do with what you got in this situation. Let me see what's next here. Actually, we can watch this too next, like the most dangerous jobs in the army. Let me see here. Can I open that up? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll watch that here like in a little bit. So let me go ahead and put the snooze on that real quick. All right, so this is called, let me pause this real quick. So this is called the 9 worst MOSs in the military. And here's the other thing. So when it comes to the military, your job is universal, basically. Like, the Army has like the same type of jobs as like the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps has the same kind of jobs as like the Navy. Navy has the same kind of jobs as like, say, the Air Force. It just depends on really what branch you want to go to, because like Air Force and Navy, obviously they have the same MOSs, but they're more tailored towards like their specialties. Like Air Force, they do mainly aircraft. They're more focused around like aircraft. Navy's more focused on like ships and or amphibious combat. So
about the 9 worst,
but basically they're all kind of like universal
military jobs. Yep, that's right. The 9 worst MOSs, so that you can dodge this bullet right after this intro.
Yeah, there we go. That's something I wanted to go over just because like I am getting out of service, so I wanted to kind of tell you guys a little something about this kind of stuff. Oh. There we go.
As I mentioned, I'm Dave, the author of the No BS Guide to Military Life, which is everything I wish I'd known
I need to get that
about
book.
building wealth and having a successful career in the military. You can check it out on the website for free, or you can check it out on Amazon or Audible if you would like to. But we're going to dive right in. So I know I said this was 9, but I'm going to give you a 10th one right off the bat, and that is being a boot, right? So
Yep.
I say that jokingly,
Infantry.
but I just want to throw out there that
I think it's infantry.
in every single job in the military, when you are Nick the new guy on the block,
Oh, never mind. It's just
not going to be fun, right? That's just, let's get that out of the way. Now we're going to talk about MOSs that are actually not fun for a lot of different reasons. And this is
like
why
mine
you
is
should probably make sure you pay a little attention and get good ASVAB scores so you can lock
Yeah.
on a job
So,
that you do
okay.
enjoy and don't go open contract and inadvertently end up in one of these. Or
Yeah, because like sometimes, so for those who are not savvy in the military, so an MOS is your job. So that is, I think it's an acronym for, I think it's military occupational, I think it's like military occupation service or occupational service. So it's something to the tune of that, basically. So it's essentially like your job in like the military. Like for mine example, mine was a mechanic. I was a mechanic in the Army. And each MOS has like a number and a letter in the military alphabet. So infantry soldiers, right? So infantry soldiers, they are known as 11 Bravos, or as people like to call them, the 11 Bang Bangs. Me, I am 91 Bravo. I am a mechanic, or I was a mechanic. I fixed vehicles.
or you try out for like the SEALs, you don't make it, and you end up in one of these. So
Right.
number 9 is the laundry people.
That is
In
an actual
every branch of
MOS.
service, there is an MOS whose job is laundry and or all of the things that encompasses, like tailoring and whatever. And it is what it is. So
Yeah, so like in the military as a whole, right? in the military as a whole, there is literally a job for quite literally every single aspect of life. So whatever you have in the civilian world, like say like someone who works in a laundromat, we have highlight like how you doing. But so like take for example like what he just said. So like that is the military equivalent of like someone who owns like a laundromat. Or there are people whose MOSs are veterinarians. There are some who are dentists. There are some who are plumbers. There are some who are demolitionists. These are all like MOSs in the military that you can find on in the outside world. I mean, obviously things like demolitions, you can't find that in the outside world, but like stuff like the veterinarians, the laundry people, the tailor people, and all that kind of stuff. You can find those out in the civilian world. Let's see here. Getting increasingly angry because of the thing I want to do isn't doing the thing. Oh no, what is it exactly? And I'm sorry that you're getting mad. Well, come on in here and relax. We're talking about military jobs.
So you go to the field and they wash all the dirty laundry.
Yes.
Sounds fun, huh? Number 8 is in the Marine Corps we call them MAGTF planners. Now this is actually not a terrible job. The thing is that you're going to be locked away in a vault. So you're going to be no cell phone, no Windows, no Gmail, like super secret squirrel. And that can just be pretty taxing, right? It's not fun to be locked away.
I would not want to do that.
Number 7 is comm. Now, I know communication sounds like it's fun, but I'm not talking about the radio like Roger,
like
Roger.
like 9-line medevac and all that kind of stuff. No, like these are like, I guess you could say like desk jobs. They're desk jockeys. Typography is it's font face. I have TTF file. Oh, is that for like a website? Are you trying to do something for like a website?
And for blah blah blah. And no, that's not actually how you talk into a radio, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so like what he just said so how you kind of now my knowledge of like 9-line is a little bit fuzzy because I have rarely in my service ever touched a 9-line or just like radio work, but you say things like this is Big Rex actual, but you do say over, but there are different ways of like going about like your language. So in the military, we have what is known as the military alphabet. It's not just like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It is like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, E, F, G, and then Golf. And even down to like the numeral system. That one I have a little bit knowledge of because we rarely ever got to do that. But we would say things like niner instead of like saying 9. Tree instead of 3. It's confusing.
Know how to do that.
No, face font I use for like word and stuff.
But I mean like
I got you.
The guys that you call when comm doesn't work. Because guess what? Anyone who served in the military can tell you comm always goes down. It's always degraded when you need it.
Yep.
And so the maintenance guys hate their life. Because no one's ever happy to see them. They're always just like, why is this broken? And it's never their fault. But
yeah, sadly.
Those are the guys not a huge fan of their job.
Yep.
And jump cut. So, obviously, we changed location. The local landscape guy was coming through the backyard of my next-door neighbor's house.
I like the shirt.
There was no way we were going to be able to continue filming
Yes, I'm
this,
sorry, Lilac. I'm sorry that you're upsetting. Well, come on here and just relax.
Hey, let's just be authentic.
We'll fix that
it up. So here we are. This is my assistant's desk. She's working from home today, so I have commandeered it. She's going to be like, oh, you didn't even clean it off. That's not what I want people to see. Well, oh well.
Yeah, screw that.
We said authentic. So, number 6, air traffic controller.
Now, I've never had to experience
that. It's actually one of those jobs you can get promoted pretty quickly.
I would imagine that would be very, very stressful.
Really good 6-figure job coming out of the military. The reason I say air traffic control is a few things. One,
yeah, so like some of these jobs, you do get paid a pretty good penny once you get out of the service. Now people laugh at this, right? Now people do laugh at this MOS, but cooks are actually one of the most successful like civilian military transitional MOSs because when you're a military chef, right? So when you are a military chef, you aren't just shoving things in, like you aren't just opening up a can or a bag and you throw it in boiling water and call it a day. No, when you are a military chef, you are preparing for feasts for like say like presidents, kings, delegates, banquets for like higher upper class military people. A lot of people out in the outside world do snatch up army chefs or military chefs like they are candy. Like, and I mean, like, we're talking about people like, say, like Gordon Ramsay would salivate at the chance of like snatching up a military chef. In fact, actually, there is a very famous influencer. His name is Chef Rush, and the dude is a mountain of a man, and he was Obama's personal chef. They have a very good career outside of the military. And air traffic control is one of those as well. Because that translates to, like you just said, like a pretty good, decent salary job once you go to, like, say, like when you work at like airports and stuff like that, especially with like the big major city airports, like let's say like Atlanta, New York, Miami, Orlando, California. Like you make good money. Like you generally do make money.
You need to be smart. It's not an easy school to make it through.
Yes.
2, it is and has been consistently ranked as one of the most stressful and or difficult jobs
I can imagine.
in the military.
I can definitely
and
imagine.
It has a very high suicide rate, which is not
exactly
something anybody wants to be proud of. So I just say that because while it is a great skill and a great job, it is very stressful. And so you need to make sure that you are in a spot where you can handle that stress and chaos, right? Because you control the entire airfield, which is not a...
It's not an easy task.
Number 5 is dispersing, and it's just a kind of a boring job. They deal with paychecks and pay and all that stuff.
And these people are also typically like, so I've had like pay issues and stuff like that in the past in my service, and people who do disbursement are usually like the people who get their asses reamed and chewed at when one payment goes wrong, where one soldier does not get paid, or a few soldiers do not get paid for like their their time or something like that. Something goes awry, or DTS is not reimbursing these people exactly how they should. They're the first ones that they want to complain to.
They deal with other financial stuff throughout the military.
At least from my experience.
People only really go to them when there's a problem. So you're going to be basically spending day in, day out.
You're basically hearing people bitch.
Fixing people's pay, right?
Yep.
And they're not happy because their pay is messed up and they're wasting time having to deal with you to fix it. So
yeah, because like... And it really sucks because it's like in the military, you get paid twice a month. It's not like every other week. So it's not like a bi-weekly payment. No, it's a bi-monthly payment. But it's money that has been accumulated over the course of that month, basically. And just about... And it could be like anywhere between like... So like, no matter what your gender is, no matter what branch you are in, no matter what job you have, basically in the military, you all get paid the same. Every sergeant gets paid as the same as another sergeant. So like, or like every private gets paid the same as every other private. The only difference is that if you are an officer, then you get paid more. And sometimes you don't want to get your ass chewed out by a very, very angry high-ranking officer or a very high-ranking sergeant, because sometimes they have families to feed, they have car payments and stuff like that. It's a nightmare.
Just kind of a thankless job. Number 4 is admin. There's really nothing wrong with admin. Really quick.
I feel bad for these bastards.
If you enjoy that,
I feel bad for these bastards
because again, people come to you when there's a problem, and you got to be everybody's bitch, right? Like everybody's got a problem, everybody needs admin. Oh, hurry up! Blah, blah, blah.
I have some buddies that are in admin, and It is a very thankless job because unfortunately these poor bastards do get yoinked out of their job, and they are thrust into like other people's shit, and they're still getting bitched at on like why this is not done, why was this not filled out, why no one was on guard for like the keys. They're still gonna get bitched at. They're still getting bitched at for not doing their job. They're still getting bitched at for not helping out with this job. It's a no-win situation.
It's never like
my heart goes out
oh
to
my
the
gosh,
to the
thank
admin.
you so much, admin, for being
Like
there.
always,
It's always
like look. If you are in the service, if you see your local admins, I think they're 90. I think they're 91 alphas or 92 alphas. It's something like that. Thank them, thank them, thank them, thank them, thank them for what they do.
dealing with being a pain in the ass for everyone, but also it's just not a very exciting job, right?
No.
And
You're pushing
think the
paper
idea of
all
joining
day.
the military is an
All day.
exciting adventure, and being trapped in an office doing administrative stuff doesn't really.
You're a
scratch
pencil-
that itch
you're a
for me,
pencil
so I
pusher.
put it on the list. Number 3, this one's gonna ruffle some feathers. So before we say number 3, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe.
Yeah,
to the
smash
channel.
that like
I'm trying to
button,
get
chat.
better at saying that before I get to the end of the video and you're all gone. But number 3.
Infantry, yep, there it
Specifically
is.
the infantry rifle.
There it
The
is.
guy
I was waiting for that
carries
one.
around the M4 and kicks indoors. Now, this job is exciting. It's adventurous.
Yeah,
it's
you-
dangerous.
It's like I don't want to be. It's like I don't want to be an airborne ranger. I don't want to live a life of danger. It's like, I think it's like I don't want to be an airborne ranger. It's like I want to be an airborne ranger living a life of. I think it's like I think the cadence goes like I want to be an airborne ranger living a life of. I think it's like living a life of risk and danger. Basically, yeah. Like infantry have it rough because you are the tip of the spear. Basically, I hide behind you doing my job while you are out there making sure I don't get shot.
It's
Or
heroic.
blown
It's-
up.
It's all the things. It gets the bragging rights, and it is the like woo of the military, right?
Yeah,
Everybody who joins,
the hua.
At least when I was a recruiter in the Marine Corps, that was the most requested occupation. I want to be in the infantry. The
Yeah,
reason I
good
put it
luck.
on this list is because it fucking sucks, right? Like,
Ooh, ooh.
you want to be in the infantry? Great. Do you like sleeping outside in the rain in a sleeping bag?
sucks.
How about
It
standing
sucks.
guard in a foxhole while the foxhole's got 6 inches of water in it because it's pissing rain?
Yeah.
Oh, do you like treading through rivers or trying not to get blown up while you're on foot instead of in a vehicle?
Yeah,
or,
because
getting shot at or eating MREs fucking all the damn time.
yeah, because like okay, so for those who don't know what an MRE is, so an MRE is a acronym because the military is very autistic with their acronyms. They love their acronyms. But MRE is an acronym for meal ready to eat. It is essentially a full course meal, dehydrated and vacuum sealed, and it is loaded. And I do mean it is loaded with calories and carbohydrates, not sugars, but a lot of calories and a lot of carbohydrates to keep you energized. And fun fact is that with MREs, they do have vegetarian options. They do have vegetarian options for MREs, but MREs, they do have your entire day's worth of calories in one pack. It is insane. It is genuinely insane. And when you go to combat training, so when I was in army training, you eat those things pretty much all day to the point where your body does not adjust. It cannot really adjust to it too well. And drill sergeants have to have the talk. And what I mean by the talk, I mean, they ask you the question, have you pooped? And you may laugh at this, chat. You may laugh about that silly thing. But it's a legit question because, again, your body is not used to the amount of calories and preservatives and carbs that are in these and protein. It is heavy. And so some people get constipated. It is an unfortunate thing. Now, that has not happened to me. I will say that that has not happened to me. I do have a funny story about things about like military food, but that's neither here or there.
Like, infantry is a great job, and it is a job that you can
Yeah,
feel very
exactly.
fulfilled
People
in.
need to poop inside of a war
It's very
zone.
heroic. It's a lot of great things. It's just you need to be in the right.
But here's the
mindset.
other
You
thing,
need to
Excalibur, is that like, but people on the outside world, so people in the outside world don't really quite understand that question. They think like, oh well, teehee, everybody poops. What are you talking about? But no, it is a legit question.
understand that the military has a unique ability to take things that should be fun and make them not.
Yes.
So you're
yes.
like, wow, I get to shoot 10,000 rounds. You're right. Then you get to pick up 10,000 casings.
Yep. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
riding a Zodiac
The-
boat. Wow, I get to
Those
ride
are
this
not
awesome
fun.
boat out through the break and look like a movie. You're right. We're gonna do it in the Pacific Ocean, so it's cold as shit. I get to jump off an airplane with my parachute. You're right, but we're gonna do it in the middle of the night. Your MVGs probably won't work. You got a whole bunch of crap tied to you.
Yep.
And your parachute, you can't really tell where you're gonna land. You might hit a tree.
Yep. And so that's another thing is like, when you do airborne training and all that kind of stuff, they tell you how to properly land from your parachute because because if you do not, and I cannot stress this enough, if you do not land properly, if you do not land exactly how they tell you to do it, you will fuck up your knees. You will actually you will be discharged medically as a medical retiree because your knees got fucked up from a bad landing. And it does happen. And my late uncle was an airborne ranger. He got medically retired because he fucked up his knees on the landing. It is awful. Especially like when you are doing like these kind of like airborne air assault types of training, you do jump at night. You will jump at night. It is not a if or what. You will do night jumps. And it's kind of terrifying.
My buddy Donnie has a mountain named after him unofficially on one of the bases from where his parachute and his descent went wrong, and he crash landed into this mountain and almost died. So
it does happen.
The infantry is a great spot, but you just got to make sure you understand like the idea and the mentality of
and also picking up like brass and stuff. This is a thing. Like especially when you're out on the range, when you are done shooting, you do have to pick up every single piece of brass that you shoot. And my God, it's annoying. It is very annoying.
Some suck.
Embrace the suck. What we say in the Army.
And I almost put this as number 1. They're actually pretty close, but mortuary affairs.
Oh.
This is a job that I've never, ever been jealous of. So mortuary affairs are the people who pick up remains.
Yeah.
That's it. So when somebody dies, they're the guy on site. So in some cases, this is cool, right? Because like, let's say a U.S. service member's body gets found in Vietnam or in Korea or Japan, like something from one of the wars of the past. Mortuary affairs will go out there with combat camera. They'll document everything. They'll
Fun fact: there is an MOS for photographers, and I thought about reclassing.
I just
but
remember
it's a lot.
These guys and hearing the stories, like you're in Afghanistan and somebody steps on an IED, and mortuary affairs is out there literally picking up pieces
of
a service member to try to document which service member was which, if multiple died, or put
like that. That's heavy. That is a genuinely like heavy thing to do. Is that you are picking up you're literally picking up pieces of probably what was once your buddy, and you kind of have to shift through. You do have to like shift through like the bloody chunks that was once a human being, and go, yep, that's his leg. Yep, that's his shin. That's a piece of his clothing, and then you have to like essentially kind of like cobble them together and mail them back to their loved ones.
Put this person back together so that you could bring them back to the States, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but that sounds like
it takes certain kind of people.
Psychologically stressful job and just kind of depressing because you're not seeing the good side, you're seeing
The
bad
horribleness.
side continually, right?
Yeah.
It's like being an insurance rep, or what's the example? Here's a better example. It's like being an EMT and somebody asking you if they should buy a motorcycle. Well, EMT is always going to say no because all they see of motorcycle riders is people who crashed, and it's never pretty.
Right.
Mortuary affairs, kind of the same thing, day in, day out, depressing. Now, number one, and this one's actually just for young officers, so
Okay, so
for those of you who go on the enlisted route, you'll be able to dodge this bullet, and for those of you who go on the officer route, from what I recall, you don't really get to choose your job. You get to kind of choose some options with your job, and then you may or may not get it depending on your class rank.
so
right?
okay, so this doesn't apply to me.
Adjutant.
I've never heard
If
of
you've ever
that.
been an adj, you probably just, woo, somebody appreciates me.
I've never heard of
This
this.
is like the most thankless job ever. So the adjutant is the XO's assistant in a unit.
Oh,
And when I say assistant,
okay.
like,
Okay.
assistant defined as bitch.
Oh yeah, no,
these
I'm good.
guys-
I'm glad I'm not that.
I don't think I've ever met an adjutant who leaves the office at a normal time ever. They don't.
Yeah,
work
so
normal
you're
hours,
basically just
travel all the
hey
time.
Rama, how you
They
doing?
are doing all the paperwork for NJPs. and
Yeah, so you're
Raid
just assistant.
incoming!
Hi Janice, how are you doing? Hang on, let me give you a shouty real quick. How are you doing, Janice? Hello everyone. I am Grarl. I am the T-Rex King VTuber. I am a variety streamer. Welcome in everyone. I do reacting videos. I do model kit building stuff. And I do like a whole bunch of things really. And right now we're kind of going over like some military stuff because I am actually leaving service here in like a few weeks. So I thought I'd go over like MOSs and stuff like that before we go into Spyro. So here I'm doing good despite my computer attempting to seppuku early. Oh no, what game were you playing? What game were you playing? Because everyone go follow Janice. He's a great lad. And I love his design. His design's really fucking cool. But yeah, so we're kind of going over the last MOS that he was talking about, which is the adjutant, which is essentially an officer's bitch. They are the assistant, aka they are the bitch. Let me see here. It wasn't even a game. It was just. Oh, wait, was it really just like? Was your computer just like? I'm just not gonna live today. I have just decided that it wants to absolutely fucking die. No, that actually fucking sucks. I'm so sorry, Janice.
They can
I'm so
camp in
sorry.
notarized docs. That is the one nice thing as a real estate guy. If you ever need to sign a real estate contract and have it notarized, just go to your unit's adjutant and they can notarize it for you, which is
Okay, that's
free
actually pretty
and
interesting.
super helpful and much more convenient than trying to hunt down a notary at like FedEx. But Baby Adj is so undesirable to me. I had this captain. He was a hilarious dude. I loved him. Out in Hawaii. I think he's a major now.
Let's see here. Yeah, then after it restarted, it pretended to be fine, and then literally everything crashed. Oh fucking no! But a good restart, and she was right. Well, I mean, like at least that was good. Like, okay, so like that's actually happened to me a few times while I was like streaming, just because like everything just decided that it just did not want to work. So yeah, like after a good like hard reboot, everything was right. Now, like I hate when that shit happens. Were you just trying to do like a just chatting, or were you actually like planning on like playing a game or something? Because like it's always bad when you're trying to do like a game and like literally everything just does not want to fucking work.
And he was awesome, but man, he was always so stressed and so just run into the ground. I mean,
I can imagine
they are
like
worked so hard.
Like if you're doing stuff for like an officer, so like the thing with like officers is that like in the military, officers do a lot of fucking work. And if you're running errands, if you're some officer's bitch boy, yeah, you're not gonna have a good time. you're not gonna have a good time. So like whenever I'm like on post or something like that, if I see someone who's like an adjutant, I'm honestly gonna thank them, because like, yeah, this sounds like you don't get a whole lot of thanks for what you do. So I was playing a game called Astronauts, about salvaging spaceships. Gotta work eventually. Ooh, okay. I want to kind of see what that looks like. But yeah, so we're just watching this, and then another military video, and then we're gonna be playing Spyro later.
And it is so thankless. And then
I can imagine it, because that's gonna wear you down.
Like their entire job is to be that guy at every command they go to.
Yeah, you're that guy.
Can't escape it.
You're
no thanks. And most of the adjutants that I've ever known have done a year and gone, oh shit, nope, never again.
Yeah, so from the sounds of it, it is what we called being a gopher. That's essentially what it is. It's called being a gopher because you're basically saying like go for here, go for there, just go here, go there, go literally do all these like bitch busy work for us while we kind of just mostly sit around and just do absolutely fuck shit. For me personally, now I will say this because like I'm going to like talk about like my experience in the military. So I was a mechanic in the military, and if you are part of maintenance, it is absolutely horrible. It is the definition of the word suck. So when you are in maintenance, if you are a mechanic like I am, who works on things like Humvees, MRAPs, JLTVs, HETs, Hemis, the works. But to put it in perspective of just layman's terms, to kind of understand what I'm talking about, picture Swindle from Transformers, the Humvee. There you go. I work on that. Or I work on Hound from Transformers Age of Extinction last night, the Oshkosh. I work on those. And they are absolutely grueling hours. Yeah, so basically it's that. To kind of like put it into words that people can understand. I work on Swindle and I work on Hound. And when people ask me about you're a mechanic, right, Grarl? You make the army go from. I do, and it sucks. Actually, wait. Hey, let me actually show you. Let me actually kind of put this into perspective real quick. So if we look, so hang on real quick. Let me put this. I just want to put this into perspective so that way you guys can kind of like see what I'm talking about. So Humvees. Here we go. Humvees. Okay, so this is a Humvee, right? So this right here is a Humvee. This is what I work on. And fixing these bastards are absolutely dreadful, and I despise them. Basically, these are meant to be cheap. These are meant to be disposable, and fixing them is the definition of the word annoying. So when you work on Humvees, which fun fact, if you own a Hummer or if you see Hummers are the civilian version of a Humvee. They are Humvees, or they at least use the chassis of a Humvee. They strip down all the armor and all the other good stuff that makes a Humvee, and they just give it to the masses as a Hummer. But so basically, what we're looking at here is that this is a Hummer or a Humvee, and I will say probably the most annoying things to do to fix a fucking Humvee are these. So underneath this little section right here, you have little rubber pads. You have little rubber pads here, 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 and here. Now, you do replace them. You do have to replace them frequently because they are rubber. They do dry up and they do crack. Now, you can't just like unscrew, slap, call it a day. You actually have to do so does that make the Hummer easier? Yes, it is. So a Hummer is far easier to work with than a Humvee. Because again, they are civilian like stripped down variants of a Humvee. But what I'm saying here is that with these rubber pads is that you can't just like unscrew, slap new ones in, slap this down, call it a day. No, you actually have to go in through, I want to say like right in here. You better have someone who's got like skinny little like salad finger hands and reach in there, hold that down while you're screwing this, basically. And also, this is also a ginormous pain in the ass. So with Humvees, sometimes you do actually have to change the windows. And changing the windows is a ginormous bitch and a half. I'm just realizing that Austrons would probably give you horrible flashbacks to this since I'm currently watching my crew refurbish broken parts. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it. I generally would not mind that. It's rubber, they deteriorate hands. Yeah, basically, yes. Yeah, that is exactly what it is. And so when you... So this right here, this is pure bulletproof glass. These windows right here are extremely heavy and they are extremely thick because these are meant to stop bullets. And there is a process. There is a process of getting these windows off. You basically have to unscrew here, unscrew there, unscrew this whole assembly, take these off. It's a process. It is very much a process. You have to unscrew these, rip off the caulking, rip off the rubber. You know, you have to rip off a lot of stuff just to get to the glass. And it's like a 4-man job, basically. 3 to 4 man job just to replace the glass. And put new ones in. And if you lift this up right here, you are facing down what is basically an eldritch puzzle because of just how much shit goes on in there. There are 2 serpentine belts that are right here and right here. Good luck trying to replace those. They are a bitch. They are an absolute bitch to replace. Because you have to have someone who has skinny little hands that can reach in here and fix those belts. Because they do sometimes pop off a lot. Now, the other thing is that with Humvees, is that the batteries are not located here. Chat, I want to give you all a couple of guesses. Where do you think the batteries are located in a Humvee? I'm dead ass asking. Where would you think a battery is located in a Humvee? Under one of the seats? You are correct. You are actually correct, Janice. They are located underneath the passenger seat. Where this man is sitting, he is literally sitting on top of the batteries. Yes, I'm being dead serious. That is actually where you replace the batteries. They are heavy, and they are, I want to say they are, I think they're water acid batteries, if I'm not mistaken. They are, you can electrocute yourself. You can also arc them too. You can also arc the batteries. I had a dingus of a private that did that too. Took 2 wrenches and accidentally arced the wrench. You ding dong! I agree. That's what I yelled at him whenever I saw that. I'm like, Private, what the fuck are you doing? Get away. Let me do this. Get the fuck away. Get the fuck away from me. And then right under the passenger seat, it's off to the side. It's off to the side here. It's like right in here on the passenger side. That is where the slave cable comes in. So if this whole fucking thing, if the batteries go kaput, which normally they do because they're Humvees and they're fucking pieces of shit, you grab a slave cable and then you hook it up either right here or somewhere around that area. and there's a little switch that you turn on, and that is actually what turns on the whole car. They're a nightmare to fix. And the engine itself is right here. It is literally right here. Like this center console right here is literally where the engine is. Because you have like your hookup for like communications and whatnot, but right under it is the engine. It is the engine. Is the passenger seat? Yes, it is actually easily to remove. I've had many occasions where I literally have taken off the passenger seat and just sat down and chilled. You can do that. It's actually kind of fun. The doors now there are differences in like the doors for the Hummers or I'm sorry, not the Hummers. What's the easiest part to remove in a Humvee? The easiest part to remove in a Humvee would probably be the headlights. I've never had an issue with the headlights. Let me see here. So these right here are probably the easiest things to remove. It's literally just you unscrew these, you pull this out, and you just pop them. And then you just slap them in. Easy. It is, as we say in the Army, it is too easy. Now, this one's interesting too. So what this is right here is that this is an armored canopy. And so now with the with the canopies here with the Humvees is that you can mount them up with different things. But this is a different type of Humvee. We do have these on my post, but we don't have the armored canopy. Now, with this canopy here, you can mount this port right here with just about anything really. You can do grenade launchers. You can do what is known as the SAW, which is just a LMG, a light machine gun. Or you can mount a rifle here. So this is an M16, I want to say. This is an M16. I can tell by that and the buttstock. I think that's an M16. Let me double check here real quick. Because there's the M4 carbine, which is what I use. So I use the M4 carbine. Let me see here. Let's see here. M16 rifle. Yep, that is an M16. But they also have what is known as the SAW. And not the SAW, but the Crow system. And the Crow system is a 50, I think it's like a 50 cal machine gun that is loaded up on a automatic robotic turret. And what you do is that you sit in the back seat of the Hummer. Not Hummer. God damn, I keep wanting to call it the Hummer. The Humvee. The Humvee. You sit in the back of the Humvee with a computer screen and a joystick. And all you do is point and shoot like in a video game. It's really cool. And I've actually got to, whenever I was in training, I actually got to tinker with it a little bit. Really cool. It's really cool stuff. And I have held a 50 cal machine gun, I think, 3 times in my life. They are heavy. They are heavy, 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 heavy guns. But with that being said, everybody, let me go ahead and get Spyro all set up here. Because we'll talk more about military stuff later once I'm actually like out. Yeah, once I'm actually out of service, then we'll actually talk about military stuff. Like more about military stuff. So actually, oh wait, there we go. Okay. So, where is my... here it is. Okay, so I'm going to, let me see here. So, oh, perfect. Okay, cool. I was gonna say, because I'm not gonna lie, I have kind of cheesed Spyro thousands of times. So honestly, I was thinking about maybe doing the Stanley Parable, but I'm like, no, I want to do something a little easy, just something that's isn't really a whole lot of thought. If I'm gonna be honest, like not a whole lot of thought, especially after the mindfuck that was the Stanley Parable. Let's see here. Perfect. There we go. Okay. So let's do Spyro. Let's see here. Because we'll do... Hang on, let me see here. Hang on, give me a second here. Yeah, be gone, thought. Especially after your brain turned into a... Yeah, basically, yeah, because... I really liked the Stanley Parable, but I'm also like... It was a lot of, like... mindfuckery. And plus, Spyro's just like a fun game where we can just sit here and just kind of chill. I've already kind of did the opening cutscene for this, so oopsie poopsie. Hang on, let me actually do something real quick, because this is actually pretty cool. So with this game, let me see here. We'll do volume. There we go. Perfect. Okay. The end never ends. Yeah, no, basically the end never ends. Which again, don't get me wrong, I liked the Stanley Parable, but I'm like, no, I need something else to kind of just ease ourselves into everything. There we go. Is that too loud for all of you guys? But something I wanted to show you guys real quick. So if we put on dynamic music for the Reignited Trilogy. Now what's really cool about this is that if you just sit here. So if you just sit here and don't move, the music actually kind of like stops. Like it generally just stops. And I think it's a nice little attention to detail. Because if I start moving again, it picks up. I think that's a really, really cool feature. But because I'm a nostalgia whore, we're just gonna do that. Uh-oh, there we go.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10
I love little details like that. I do too.
Then find the balloonist.
And also, I love how in the Reignited Trilogy.
I'm going after him.
Wait.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
So what I like about the Reignited Trilogy is that they also gave the dragons clothing that matches their home. So like all of the dragons in the artisan home have like very artsy, like very traditional fantasy medieval style clothing. They or like peace crafters, they have like very war soldier military-ish kind of attire, so on and so forth. It's a really cool attention to detail. And what's also really cool is that, so Tom Kenny, so this is actually like his first ever like video game gig. So his first ever video game gig was playing Spyro in Spyro 2 and 3. And throughout the original games up until I want to say A Hero's Tale is when he got the Legend of Spyro series where he got recasted by what was his name? Frodo Baggins. Elijah Wood. There you go. Elijah Wood. That's what I was thinking of. Elijah Wood. Yeah, it's really, really cool. The characters I must have designers must have field day with this one. I feel like they really did because the the end credits were also like, they had like a lot of like fun little art pieces and a lot of sketches. Like you could tell the designers of this game really had fun with designing everything. Alright, so let me go ahead and just get all of the stuff from the Artisan Homeworld real quick. Because I have played... So, fun fact is that this is actually like my comfort game, basically. And it's actually the game that I have the most hours in. Just because like this is like my go-to espresso depresso comfy game where if I'm depressed, this is where I usually retreat to, which says a lot because this is the game that I've put the most hours in. I have chronic depression. And it reminds me of happier times when I was a kid.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
I feel like
That.
I also love that I also really love like the animations in this game. Like honestly I deadass really would love to see like a animated Spyro series. If it was done like in this style. Because this is so good. Like, I love how just genuinely, like, expressive Spyro is. Like, even in, like, just how he flies and everything, he has, like, little attention to details. Where it's like, you will, if you blink, you will miss it. So, like, also, welcome back from Ad Break Baby Gel, everybody. So, like, okay, so... Let's take this for example. Hang on, let me get this treasure chest here. And alright. See all those dragons stand on their hind legs. Did they think Spyro's weird for? I wonder that too. I wonder that too because like Spyro. Okay, Spyro. Not only that, but he also has like. He's also naked. So like. Do the other dragons just not have like an issue basically having a butt-naked child just running around the place? Because Spyro is supposed to be a kid. Or does he like gain the ability to walk on his hind legs in clothing when he's older?
Where's Nasty Nork?
I have so many questions.
Keep your horns on, Spyro. You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragon?
Maybe it's just they think, oh, he's just a child. Let him be a kid.
And he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
And also, so if you think he sounds like Grimlock, that's because that's Greg Berger. Greg Berger actually came back to reprise his role for these dragons. For some of the dragons. He's the weird kid pretending to be an animal. I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but like, it's something that I have always asked myself that, like, when I started playing the Reignited Trilogy, is just like, okay, so all the dragons walk on their hind legs and they wear clothes, and Spyro doesn't. Is it just like dragon culture to let their kids just walk around without any clothes on? These are questions that I should not have in my head, but yet they live in my head rent-free for some odd reason. I don't know why, and I hate it. Alright, so let me go here. Let's see if we can get it, chat. Okay, honestly, as a kid, the flight levels always gave me a fucking aneurysm. Like, as a kid, these flight levels always gave me a fucking aneurysm. Spyro is special. He is a special kid. He's the special little lad. Also, a lot of these, so all the dragons in this game are male. Where are all the female dragons? No, really, because in the third game they have eggs. So obviously there's some form of sexual reproduction going on. So where are the women? Again, these are questions that I should not have in my head, but yet here we are right now. Trans-masked dragon? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, unless all the dragons just like the idea of mpreg. Ah, damn it, I'm not gonna get this one. It's already handling the better. It's already handling better than the other flight levels in Lego Star Wars. I have never played this a single Lego game. I'm gonna be real. I've never played a single Lego game outside of like Bionicle. Hey Jay.
You are treading on dangerous territory, my friend.
What? Talking about what possible asexual reproduction dragons and letting their kids walk around naked?
Dangerous territory, my friend.
It's not my look, it is not my ideal, but at the same time, why is Spyro the only one walking on all fours naked? Why? When all the other dragons walk on two legs and they all wear clothes.
To be fair, Spyro is also the only young dragon too.
That is also, where are all the other kids? Where are the kids?
I don't know, from my understanding of Spyro lore, because this is Spyro lore, well, granted though, in the original games, all the dragons were also naked.
Right, but the Reignited Trilogy is like, yeah, let's just give all the dragons clothes except for Spyro. For some reason, he's the weird kid that likes to be naked. I mean, granted, when I was a toddler, yes, my parents let me walk around naked, but I'm also like 5. I didn't know what blue was yet. Spyro's like 12.
Maybe.
So it's just like, there's so many questions I have. You know what, hang on, I'm gonna crash because I'm not gonna finish this one. Just 80s dads and their one son. Wait, what? Just 80 dads and their one son. I thought you were the last egg, or am I thinking of Legends of... Yeah, that's Legends of
You could have gotten that one.
Could I?
Yes.
Could I? Well, because like I'm all the way over there, and then the last little spot was like right over here with all the chests.
Oh, the chest, no, but you could have got all the planes.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to get all of them because it doesn't go like, oh, well, teehee, you didn't finish all of them in this round. Well, now you can go back and do all the ones that you left. No, it's like, fuck you. You're gonna go and do all of them again. Have fun, dipshit. Which I will say this, the previous, like the next Spyro games are far more lenient in the flight levels. Because like, I think in the original games, or in the original Spyro game, you have like 30 seconds to like just get everything. Nope, ah, damn it. Damn it, okay. But yeah, it's just, there's so many questions I have. But also, apparently there's going to be a 4th game.
Well, if they're going based upon re-releasing all the original games, yeah, they're bringing forth probably the...
Enter the Dragonfly doesn't exist. Enter the Dragonfly does not exist.
Can't say it doesn't exist because you didn't like it.
It didn't exist. Because it was that bad. Although I do want to see a remake of like The Legend of Spyro. Where Spyro's apparently the chosen one because he's fucking purple.
He's a purple dragon.
I love that though. I love that lore because it's like, oh yes, Spyro, he's the chosen savior of the dragons because he is purple. I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little weird. So it's like, because I'm gonna be real, I have never played any of the Legend of Spyro games. Because when they came out, I was like, I want to say I was in middle school. Yeah, I was in middle school when they came out. And I was like, Spyro's for babies. I don't want to play Spyro. What am I, a fucking nerd? Yes, I am.
The misconceptions of a young teenage adult.
Well, to be fair, I was a teenager in the mid-2000s. So, seeing, like, someone play, like, Spyro outside of, like, kids, it's like that... Man, you're a nerd. What am I? What am I, a nerd? Said the massive nerd. Exactly, said the massive nerd. Honestly, though, honestly, Jay, you gotta think about that. Like, only recently has nerd culture kind of like shifted.
Yeah, because I think people are more comfortable liking the things they like now without worried about people like ostracizing them.
True.
Not to mention a lot of like a lot of celebrities are like now to the point where they're like, these are cool things. I like them.
Yeah, because like, I was gonna say, because like back in like the mid 2000s, you were kind of shunned if you were caught watching anime.
Yeah.
Cool Flash. Do that again. The artisan's boss is through a portal.
I want to know, what is this guy supposed to be? So like they're all based around like art kind of shit. But what are you supposed to be?
He's a food connoisseur.
Eating watermelons? That's a food connoisseur?
It's a food connoisseur, you know, Ziwi with he's a food critic.
He's a food prick is what he is. Food critic. You could say he's a nostalgia food critic. I've already said it. I was gonna say a nostalgia critic of food.
He is the critic of the food. You know, the food too.
Have you ever like met a food critic?
No, I have not, and I don't plan to, because they are very hypercritical of any food.
They're so annoying to deal with.
They have laid touchy palette, if you know what I mean. Oui.
Like every food critic's just based like that one guy from Ratatouille. Like from what I've seen. You know what's okay?
They are the Lorena knobs.
Wait, what?
They are the snobs, lace the knobs.
Oh, I thought you said they lay on the knobs. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Sorry.
They do what with their knobs?
They are the French. They like to do the kinky.
They are El Kringe.
They are kinky.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd
I like how this man literally just plucked out like his quill and used it as like a pin.
Hint. Their metal armor.
You mean plucked out a feather and used it like a pin?
Yeah, like he literally just pulled out a feather from his scalp and he's just like, I'm gonna use this as a pin.
The bad thing about it, you can't normally do that with feathers. You actually have to prepare them before you can actually write with them.
Yeah, it's you okay there, my guy? Oh, that was weird. But yeah, no, like it's like a whole process. You can't just like literally pull one out of like a chicken and be like, I'm going to use this as a pin. I'm going to use this as a ballpoint pin. Oh, that is rude.
Heat resistant metal.
There we go. I saw up his skirt. Am I going to get banned from Twitch?
I don't think he has the knobs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he has the buttocks. He has some defined butt cheeks.
So do frogs, but that's not actually their butt.
Where do the dragons go? I would imagine they just go back home.
They go to Narnia.
Spyro,
They do go to Narnia.
Secret? Use the action button when you want to zoom in and look around.
Wow, thanks, fourth wall breaking advice. My god, my lore. My immersion. Also, huh?
All right, you go.
No, I was gonna say, also, this is so not safe.
Oh yeah, candles near books.
Yeah, like some of them are literally like kissing the books because of how close they are.
This is a magical world. Those are magical books.
And then watch, it's a magical house fire.
I was gonna say the original artist who redesigned Spyro and all the did all the concept art for the trilogy.
Yeah.
Trilogy actually drew Spyro as an adult dragon.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Did you also know that? Did you also know Snoop Dogg's like a big Spyro fan?
Yes.
Yeah, he calls him little nephew.
Little nephew.
Yeah, he calls him nephew for some reason. They got plain water in the room. My pet candle and my pet book did not play nicely. But yeah, he calls him little nephew. Like during like all the promotional stuff from like when this game came out, he was calling him like little nephew. I think that's funny. And like someone actually made like an art piece of Snoop Dogg as a dragon with Spyro, and it's wholesome as hell.
Yo, man. How
Like,
you doing, little nephew?
Like Snoop Dogg is a fucking like he's fucking based. I love Snoop.
You know what the funniest thing I ever like? This is a funny thing because he does stream too. One
Who,
day,
Snoop Dogg?
he streams.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he left his stream on for 6 hours.
Jesus Christ!
And he came back and he was like, "Oh man, I didn't realize I was streaming."
Snoop Dogg's a treasure.
Yeah, he is.
I also hear he's like so freaking nice.
Yeah, he seems like a very chill person. Also,
he really does.
I don't get these these larger or creatures. They're like, are they supposed to be stronger or is they just generally just there?
No, they're supposed to be. So remember, this is a game meant for kids. The bigger enemies are supposed to like teach kids like, oh yeah, use flame breath to kill them. Don't just go bum rushing in like an idiot with your horns.
I remember I played this. I charged every character every time I saw one. I was like,
Big enemies like this.
That must be kind of morbid. It's kind of morbid.
That should defeat them.
He's just holding another dragon's skull. That's kind of that's kind of morbid.
I mean, technically we do the same thing with Shakespeare.
I know, but it's still kind of morbid. Because I know I think it's Hamlet's like, alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well.
Yes.
Yeah, I know the hell spiel. A valuable lesson all kids should learn. Yes, don't go bum rushing things. Unless you're a Florida man, then go ahead and go bum rush.
No, go bum rush a. Yeah, don't give him that advice. They go bum rush a crocodile.
Please do. It's funny. Fun fact: if you get attacked by a crocodile, beat the shit out of its nose.
Oh yeah.
And its eyes.
Sensory organs are.
Well, its nose and its eyes. But if you're also in the jaws of a crocodile, you're also, you're pretty much done. Because death rolls are a thing, and the thing with death rolls is that they are literally meant to just rip body parts off. But wait, hang on, let me see here. The man is big 24/7. I hope he's chill. Yeah, like, okay, so like what I was wanting to mention about Snoop Dogg is that apparently he just goes out and just does random like 9 to 5 jobs. Like apparently there was a time where he actually went to like a fast food restaurant and was just working there. Just because. The man is a treasure. We must protect Snoop. Like, also, apparently he stopped smoke. He doesn't smoke anymore, which when I heard that, I think the world nearly shit their pants.
I think it got to the point where his health was kind of the concern.
I think so too, but again, it's like this is Snoop Dogg. This is Snoop Doggy Dogg. Snoop D-O-double-G. Like the man is known for smoke. He's known for smoke. And you're telling me that you don't smoke. It's like what? Who's like who are you? Who's this shattered glass Snoop Dogg? But honestly, though, I would love to see, like... actually, you want to know, like, the whole reason why they kind of stopped making original Spyro games?
I could name a couple reasons why.
Well, one of the main reasons why they stopped making Spyro games is because they literally ran out of ideas.
I mean... Yeah, I mean, after a certain, like, point... What can you honestly do, other than just make it into a generic... shonen anime style story?
Pretty much. No, no, Excalibur. It wasn't just because of sales. Because, like, the original Spyro Trilogy, they sold out like hotcakes. Like, they sold out like fucking gangbusters back in the day. It wasn't because of sales, but one of the reasons why is just because they just didn't know what to do with him. Because Spyro walks on all fours, they can't really do anything with him. Like, he can't hold a gun, he can't drive a vehicle. Well, he can't drive a vehicle properly.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms,
I think, hell, by the third game, they really were running out of ideas. That's why I think that's why they added all those other extra characters. Because they just couldn't really decide what to do with him.
Like that dragon. That dragon was interesting because he didn't have horns. His goggles were his horns.
Yeah, and there's like some dragons in this game that have like prosthetics.
Yeah.
And they're like cool fantasy prosthetics. Also, you want to know something about me that I'm just like a big sucker for fantasy? I love floating stuff. I love seeing things that are just floating. Like floating islands, floating buildings. Like there's like I think there's like some fantasy dragons in this game that just have like wings made out of like crystals and they're just like floating. I think it's really cool. I think it's like that's like the epitome of just like fantasy stuff is just having things just float around like that.
You shall not pass. Sorry, that's how you fight the wizard. Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool. Or like just having like a floating sphere, like in between like two dragon horns. Like Magic the Gathering, like I think it's like I forgot what his name is. It's like I think it's like Nicholas or something like that. He had like these two large curling horns and he has like a sphere like just floating. Nicobolus, yeah, him.
Spyro, my friend. How about a hint on gliding?
No.
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of
Did you know he was actually supposed to be green?
Pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
Nicobolus?
No, Spyro.
No, the name. I was like,
yeah.
Why is that sounding familiar?
Nicobolus is one of, if not the most popular dragon in all of like Magic the Gathering.
I was gonna say there's an actual the creator or the artist that did the concept arts for the Spyro series. His name Nicobolus, I think.
Is it really?
If I remember correctly, I don't. I'll look real quick.
Also, this is such a cool little detail. I like that they just decided to just go ahead and like just add like scenery instead of it just being just like a blank canvas of just like nothing. It's really cool. I think he's literally ended the world like twice in canon. See, I don't know anything about like Magic the Gathering canon. I just know it's like the Fortnite of like trading cards now because they have so many damn crossovers and cameos. It's not even funny anymore. It's like like Jay, do you know like all of, like the cameos they have had over the years?
I don't pay attention to Magic the Gathering.
So Magic the Gathering has had things like Hatsune fucking Miku as like a crossover like promotional event. And I think like when people saw that, they were like, okay, that's weird. They did things like Warhammer 40k, where they had like Warhammer 40k cards. They had fucking Godzilla for some reason. Transformers. It was weird. It's kind of like Mortal Kombat, basically, where it's like, it's just like the Fortnite of like fighting games. Magic the Gathering is just the Fortnite of like trading cards. Where they could just like cram in so many damn cameos.
That's kind of cool.
I know they had Godzilla cards. Yeah, they had Godzilla cards. They did have to change the name of one of them. So when the Godzilla cards came out, it was during the pandemic. And they did unfortunately had to change the name they had to change the name of Space Godzilla's Attack. Because, so Space Godzilla's official attack is called the Corona Beam. It comes, so the reason why it's called the Corona Beam is because it's powered by his corona, his crown. That's literally what the name Corona means. It just means crown. I think it's Latin.
I think so too.
Say what?
Corona, right?
Yeah, Corona.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates when he eats butterflies, he stays strong, like me.
Look at this motherfucker with all of his tattoos. Corona.
He's a Java dragon.
He is a Java dragon. He's a latte dragon. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Corona, a part of the body resembling or likened to a crown. Yeah, so it's literally just like a crown.
That's interesting.
Yeah. That is Space Godzilla's attack. It is called the Corona Beam. For obvious reasons, they had to change it to, I forgot what they changed it to. It was something else.
Celestial Star Beam.
I think so, yeah. It's something like that. Corona is also the atmosphere of a star. Yes, that is true too.
It is also the name of a drink.
After 9 Coronas, she looked like Cheryl Lee. After 9 Coronas. I remember that from funnyjunk.com, if anyone remembers fucking Funny Junk. I have a very interesting internet footprint.
You can see that, yeah.
What? You've never heard of Funny Junk?
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever heard of it.
Really? It's an old site. Like, it's an old site. Shit, I've been on like 4chan since I was like a teenager. I've been on like Newgrounds before YouTube was a thing. I haven't been on Reddit. I refuse to go on Reddit. Which is weird because I'm like,
these guys so much.
What, the thieves?
Yeah.
I would love to, like, I think I've seen like a few people cosplay as them at cons. It's interesting. Oh, there it is. There you are, you little shits. Now, what's interesting about this game is that they carry over an ability from, I want to say, the third game for like all 3 games, and that's sparks pointing to where there's gems. I think that's really interesting.
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
Oh no, Grandpa's telling us about his war stories. He's telling us about his time in Vietnam.
I love the young people.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Now let me tell you about the time my buddy got blown up in Vietnam.
Grandpa, you're so full. It happened a long time ago and they repaired me to full.
I remember when I got my legs blown off in Nam. Oh yes, those were the days. I remember I killed 50 men with this thumb right here and my pinky finger. Oh my god, I remember the life draining from their eyes as I put my pinky finger on their Adam's apple.
So you like kicking butt, do you?
I do. I love licking butts. I mean kicking butts.
I mean, more power to you, old man.
It reminds me of the time when I went to Burning Man after World War II. God, I was so high as fuck.
I can't keep this up. I love losing my headphones. Good. I'm playing for the whole family. Our whole family can hear about how Grandpa likes to lick butts.
To Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by
Oh,
going
boy.
to that area.
I like how he has like a little sculpture of Spyro.
He does. What the hell?
And also, it's like, sir, were you just holding on to that when you got frozen? There we go. I always think it's kind of funny with these dragons because it's like, it's really kind of interesting what they were doing before they got frozen. Like obviously this guy was like making a sculpture of Spyro. Some are like making cakes and shit like that. I'm like, it's kind of funny.
Well, we had to make sure we were supporting our young favorite dragon.
Thanks, Spyro.
Also, I just want to say, like, okay, he's making a cake that says thanks, Spyro. So, was he making that while he was in Crystal, or was he making that I think prior to becoming Crystal? So, like, what did Spyro do that warranted that?
It's his birthday.
Wait, let me see if he'll do it again. There we go. I love that. It was his birthday. It was his birthday. But yeah, you can also get like a little achievement if you like don't kill all the bulls. I've played this game way too many fucking times. Although I will say, I always felt bad doing this as a kid. Because you're just like leaving the bulls there, like in the ground. To basically just kind of die.
Yeah, they are just there now, being like, oh my head.
It's like, oh Lord help us. There we go. He said killing all the bulls. I did say killing all the bulls. I'm just if you want to think about it, like, I am killing all the bulls. It's just now they're just gonna have a slow, painful death of just starvation and blood rushing to their heads because they've been upside down for so long. Wait.
Dang it, Growl!
There we go. I got it. I got the skill point. Should I kill all the bulls now or just leave them?
Can you kill?
Say what?
Can you kill?
I don't know. I kind of like them this way, though.
You bastard! Kill us!
I know, I'm a monster.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. You can always check your progress by accessing the guidebook through the pause menu.
What's interesting is that... Huh?
Did that dragon just move his glasses upper onto his snout?
Yes, yes, he
From
did.
his eyes?
Yes, he did. He's old. Leave him alone. He's Grandpa. Leave Grandpa Dragon alone. He's seen enough.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg.
It's Elisha. Oh, dragon.
That egg! Run!
This what?
Run!
It's a chef dragon.
I'm
Yeah.
getting a little winded.
It's really cool to see like all these like little designs for all the dragons.
Yeah.
It's really kind of interesting. Also, I just want to sit here and say, like, who's living in all these buildings? Like, I'm just looking at all these, like, windows and shit. Who's living in all these buildings? How do they access these buildings?
The dragons.
I know they're, like, magical beings, but I'm also just like, do you have access to these buildings? How do you get in? Can you get inside of them? Why do you just have a bunch of buildings here with windows that obviously people are clearly like inhabiting because there's lights inside of them, but like, how do you get inside of them? I should not be asking these questions in a Spyro game. It's fantasy.
It's fantasy. You know, you gotta have like some aspect of reality not being prevalent in these games.
True. You know what? You know what's actually kind of interesting? While I was at work, I was thinking about Monster. Funny enough, I was thinking about Monster Hunter. No, because like I was thinking of like the Elder Dragons.
Yeah.
And I think like my favorite types of Elder Dragons are the ones that don't have like the traditional wings.
Oh.
So, okay. So, let me see here. Let's see here. Elder Dragons Monster. I'm trying to figure. I'm horrible with names, but I like the ones that don't have like the traditional wings, and have like the wings that are made up of like their spines, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's super cool.
That is an interesting concept for a lot of the dragons.
And the one thing I've noticed with like a lot of like the dragons of Monster Hunters that they have like these like in proportions to their bodies, these absolutely mammoth-sized wings.
Well, yeah, you'd have to be able to fly. How would you not be able to fly if you didn't have them?
Well, that's true, because I was thinking about, well, and funny enough, I was thinking about you and what you said about like I guess like the type of like fantastical elements that are in the game. What did you call it? Like fantastical realism?
Fantasy realism.
Yeah,
basically,
fantasy realism.
It is fantasy, but has some aspects of reality in it.
Yeah, and I've noticed that like with a lot of like things in Monster Hunter, they have that like with their wings, because a lot of the times like you'll see a lot of these wyverns that have, especially like the flying wyverns, they have like these absolutely behemoth-sized wings. And I never thought about that until like I was just thinking about that at work. I'm like, yeah, no, they all have like these gargantuan mammoth-sized wings.
They do have big wings.
They do, like they are fucking huge. Because I'm like looking up like Elder Dragons, and it's like, yeah, they have like really, really big ass fucking wings. I'm trying to think here, because like I'm trying to see which ones have like the ones that are made up of like their spines. I'm trying to think of like a good dragon that has that, to use that as an example.
I don't think there is one.
And I think there is a few. I think there's a few that have that. Shit, hang on. I think Let me see here, because I know there's some that have it, and they're really cool. I think they're from like the Japanese games, like what is it, like Frontier?
Maybe.
So I saw it during like a whole like list of like Elder Dragon like themes, like OSTs.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Elder Dragon themes. Hang on, let me see here. Because I saw this on like a playlist. And I thought they were really fucking cool. Because this is my favorite. Yeah, here we go. Ruko Diora is a good example. Ruko Diora. Yeah, here we go. Like, it's this Elder Dragon that basically just flies on like these mammoth-sized like spines, basically. And I'm just like, that's a really cool concept. It's this thing right here, because I'm throwing it on screen.
Oh yeah, keep forgetting. That's the magnetite dragon, the one that has magnetism.
Yeah. Also, hi Dubs, how you doing? It actually has like my favorite theme for an Elder Dragon next to Cetus's theme.
It does have a unique theme.
It really does. And then someone said like I think it's like a subspecies of it. The Rebidiora looks like
there's this.
It looks like a pissed off adult Spyro. And I'm like, oh my god, you're kind of right. And I absolutely despise that. So it's like a D&D Gold Dragon. Yeah, kind of, yeah, because like D&D Gold Dragons are like that, where they just fly on like just these ginormous like sails on their backs.
Yeah, because they're based on like the idea for the wings are based on a species of lizard known as the Draco lizard.
Yeah.
Or the gliding lizard, if you want to be.
If you want to be like, actually, okay, I hate these damn dogs. Yeah, now I don't have my dragonfly. That's great.
I better go kill some sheep.
Nah, I'm just gonna go commit suicide. Yeah, there we go. Alright. I hate these dogs. Like, they're really annoying to dodge.
There's some sheep right there. Also dogs.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're they're sheep dogs. Teehee. Okay, see, that's bullshit. I fucking dodged it and it's like, nope, nah. Like, the hitbox for this thing is fucking ridiculous. I hate these dogs. Like, even in the original game, I hated these dogs.
He don't bite. Yes, he do.
Also, you know what's really cool about this whole like little level right here? Is that it actually shows like the next game.
It does.
Yeah. That's a level from the next game. That is a flight level from this game. I think that's Artisan. That's really kind of cool. Can you imagine if Spyro was just on like 2 legs throughout this entire game?
It'll look weird. It'll look like a Pachycephalosaurus running when he wants to charge.
Can you imagine him just doing like a Naruto run when he's doing it?
Oh my god, that looked crazy as hell. Be like, the theme song of Naruto will be like, no emo, no.
We are fighting dreamers. I'm not gonna lie, that theme still fucking slaps to this day.
It does.
We are fighting dreamers. We are fighting dreamers.
Be careful.
No, I actually used to practice Spyro's voice for voice acting. No, like seriously, like when yeah, like when I would actually just sit there and just try to imitate his, like, at least the original voice, not Tom Kenny's voice. So do you know why they actually swapped voices?
Why?
Because critics were saying like the original voice for Spyro in the first game sounded too bratty. I'm not kidding.
I could see that. That is actually very much like the thing that they would do because he does sound way too... Oh, there's a sheep right there.
Yeah, that wasn't the right sheep. But yeah, no, like I would sit there and just be like, "Bring him on! I think I smell a barbecue." Oh wait, did it? Oh wait, no. Okay. But yeah, I would sit there and just be like, "Bring him on! I think I smell a barbecue." Like over and over until I got like to how I feel like I got like close to it. Ooh, bratty Spyro. I'm not bratty, you're bratty. But like, I haven't done Spyro in such a fucking long time. It's not the best, I can tell you that much. It's not the best.
Luckily, you forgot to remember those 2 gems down there.
Say what?
Luckily, you remembered those 2 gems down there.
Well, that's because like Sparks can point where the gems are.
Now you got 100%.
Yeah, because I'm a bit of a completionist when it comes to Spyro. I'm not like that with most games, but with Spyro, he's the exception.
Now devour the sheep.
Have you ever seen like the marketing for the original Spyro games?
It was Spyro hitting a bunch of sheep, if I remember correctly.
No. Okay, we'll have to. Hang on. I'm gonna put on a be right back screen real quick, and I need to get something to drink, and I'll show you the original like Spyro commercials. They were something. They were very 90s. Like they were very 90s.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, hang on, guys. I'll be right back.
It is my stream now, people. You are all under my power. And I don't think I have much power. Oh, man,
Okay.
I am tired.
You're tired? I mean, like, if you need to go, like, take a nap.
Oh no, I'm not that kind. Well, I won't say I'm tired. I think I just like my mind needs to work on something, but I don't know what to work on.
No, you're getting like what you call it, like artist block?
Oh, not an artist block. More of my mind. I need to work on something, or my mind starts getting tired and bored.
But it's like my body says no, but my mind is telling me yes.
Now, that's kind of unique.
Say what?
That's a unique take on it.
I know. I'm a lyrical genius. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
You need to do a cover, my friend.
I do.
You may travel to the Peacekeepers world.
The Peacekeepers? Oh my goodness! It's like, hey Spyro, do you like war? What's war? You'll find out soon enough. Let's go to Peacekeepers.
Are you ready to go?
Honestly, if I were in the Spyro world, this is probably where I'd be. Knowing my army background, this is pretty much where I would be. Oh god, it's spinning. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a record. I'm throwing up.
You spin me right round, baby, right.
I'm gonna head off. Have a good night, Janice. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for rating me. I'm not gonna lie, as a kid, I used to like hum this a lot.
Like a record beat?
No, the Oh, I like how his little accent is actually like a dragon's head. I think it's really cool.
Collect treasure. Got it.
No, no, I used to like hum the tune to like Peacekeepers as a kid.
Oh, he's a warrior dragon.
I do like how he did like a little like present arms when you free him. That
is kind of cool.
It's not. That's something about this game. It's like they have like these really nice little attention to detail.
They do. They have like a lot. They have like a lot of cool dragon concepts too.
I always love doing this too. Wait, let me see if they'll do it. I always loved doing this as a kid because they always do this. I don't know, can I show this on Twitch?
Oh, they showed their butts.
They do show their butts.
I mean, it is a it's a cartoon game.
Wait. Oh, I shoved my horn up his ass. Wait, let me see if I'll do it again. And I shoved my horn. My god, my horn got like fucking poop on it because I shoved it up his ass so far up.
You were just head deep in there, man. You were going full of booty got goshis.
Yeah, I know. Like, and also like barbecuing their buttholes. Have you checked your butthole? Yeah, there you go. I always loved doing that as a kid. Cause I was a kid of the 90s. I thought butts were funny.
I think a lot of kids thought that.
They do. Like, there's a lot of butt-related stuff from like the 90s and early 2000s. I remember. Like, for some reason, we were obsessed with butts.
They're like them booties.
We do like booties. Cause like I remember like in Dexter's laboratory, there was like I think it was like the episode when Mandark gets introduced. Like they have like a full-on scene of like Dexter literally shaking his ass in the shower. And I mean like it's like a full-blown like close-up of his booty just shaking in the shower. And then you have like this with like Spyro where you have like orcs, or not orcs, I guess Norks just showing their butts to you. So it's just like, in the 90s, we seem to have like a really weird like fascination with like butt humor. Because I think nowadays you can't even do that.
Can do what?
You can't show like butts on like for like cartoons and stuff nowadays.
Yeah. We have lived in a society that no longer values the input of a cartoon butt.
We live in a society, Jay. We live in a society.
We live in a society, Carl. A society that was bent on not allowing us to show our butts anymore.
God, I would love to hear the Joker just going on a monologue about butts.
You see, Carl, there's no rules against the Pokemon, Carl.
No, Joker, no! Wait, Joker, no!
I got... Hey, Carl, guess what kind of Pokemon I got, Carl?
Oh no, Joker. Tell me, please, no, you're gonna do it.
I have a Vaporeon.
No, Joker, no! It's an animal, Joker!
There's no rules against the Pokemon, Batman!
Oh my god, I hate that so much.
See, this is why I hate these things.
I know, like, when it comes to hanging out with me, like, this stuff is bound to pop up eventually.
Yes, Carl. We like to talk about the memes in here.
We like talking about the maymays.
The maymays.
it's like Solid Snake's just like, Colonel, I've spotted a Pokemon. I spotted a Lopunny, Colonel. I spotted a Lopunny. Snake, no! No, Snake, no, it's an animal! Colonel, they said nothing about the Pokemons against the rules. I'm gonna do it.
He's the dragon from Skyrim.
Oh, hey, I know this guy. He's the dragon from Skylanders. Ricky, I'm gonna put you in the corner.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you in the fucking corner, Ricky.
The dragon you just saved, the Conan. I don't know why, but I was thinking of like a barbarian-esque dragon before he actually revealed himself.
Yeah, he's kind of like a... He's kind of a persnickety-looking guy.
He was like a knight.
He kind of is, yeah. Also, let me give Ricky a shout out. Go follow Ricky, everybody. If you have not been following Ricky, please go give him some love.
I don't know. I already have my daily dose of Rexes.
It's like, I'm sorry. I only have room for one, Rex. Come back next week when my prescription gets refilled.
I'm sorry. I have an allergic reaction to Rexes. I have to make sure I have enough dosage to deal with Guaro.
Oh, I thought I could just kite them and kill them all.
And I bet the developers were thinking that someone would do that.
Oh, that felt good. I'm learning like to like not be so like proper and just burp on stream. I'm doing good, Ricky. I'm hanging out with Jay. We're playing Spyro and talking about a lot of cursed shit.
Yes, Ricky. We're talking about all the cursed shit.
Is that you, Spyro?
Ivor.
Are you the young dragon I've been hearing so much about?
Actually, yeah, this name matches with them.
I like how he looks like a vulture. He's got like the vulture like little tuft on his neck.
Yeah.
It's like, Grandpa, please put down the bomb. No, I'm gonna blow them up, Spyro. I'm gonna blow up the retirement home.
It's gonna look like Hiroshima after I'm done.
I'm gonna make another Hiroshima. I swear, Spyro. Like, no, Grandpa, no. Take your meds. The war is over, Grandpa. It's been over 100 years ago, Grandpa.
The war is never over.
Honestly, though, have you actually like read the stories about like the Japanese soldiers who have like didn't know the war was over?
Yeah.
That's just
Granted, though, I'm gonna be honest with you. When World War II, after we dropped the bombs on them, Japan was utterly prepared for total takeover by the U.S. government.
Oh, they already were?
Yeah, they were. They gave their women cyanide pills and everything.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Like
they were ultimately prepared for like the United States to be like their new rulers and everything.
Because I think like after we dropped the 2 bombs, we were just like, hey, here's an armistice. Just or like here's a peace offering. Just don't do this again, okay?
It was more than a peace offering. If you didn't know any, like if you know the history of like what happened after World War II, we went in and we helped them rebuild their entire economic society. Also, don't forget that chest on that one platform.
Yeah, no, I don't have the key for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like I know during the war, Japan was like in a lot of poverty. If I remember correctly.
They spent so much money trying to do all that stuff, but after World War II, after that entire thing, they were all prepared to be like, oh, we're gonna be taken over by the United States now. They have every right to.
Yeah, because especially since they just unlocked, Pandora's box, aka, atomic bombing.
Yeah. But the United States was like, yeah, dropping 2 bombs on them might have been too much.
Yeah, because like I think even the creator of the atomic bomb was just like, my God, what have I done?
Yeah. Oppenheimer was generally like scared of what he made.
Well, yeah, because he literally unleashed the gates of hell when he created the atomic bomb. Because it's like you now gave America, like you actually not even America, you gave humanity the keys to their own destruction.
Pretty much.
And the thing is that Nazi Germany was actually like on their way to making an atomic bomb.
Yep.
Because there was a mission where it was, I think it was like if the Allies didn't stop the hang on real quick. Hang on, give me a second here. But yeah, so basically, I think it was like the Allies intercepted a train or something like that, and like I want to say, I think it was Switzerland, something like that, some Nazi-occupied country, and the train had hard water. Hard water is a component to make an atomic bomb, and if we did not intervene, yeah, they would have probably won the war.
Yep.
Like that, like people don't understand like just how close the war would have gone to either side. If just
very.
Like if it was just one thing was like it's sort of like saying like the time traveler moved a chair, the timeline. That is how close it was. It's insane. Because if I remember correctly, like Nazi Germany had the advantage in like armor, because they were known for their panzers. Like people would shit their fucking pants if someone screamed Tiger Tank, Tiger Panzer. Like, that's terrifying.
I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Flame broiled with a pinch of salt.
I love his design. He has like a little ankylosaur club.
Oh, the last one was very cool design too.
Say what?
The last dragon, the one named Boris.
Yeah.
He had a rattlesnake tail.
Yeah, I love Boris. Boris is like one of my favorite designs. Especially with that whole rattlesnake thing.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I'm a dragon. A dragon. I don't do the whole tongue thing.
Proceeds to have a rattlesnake tail. Yeah, it's just like World War II history is actually kind of fascinating, in all honesty.
Yeah, it is very interesting.
I like literally, it is true what they say. Like people our age literally get invested in like either smoking meat or like World War II history.
Or if we really want to go into the whole ideology, talking about the Roman Empire.
The Roman Empire?
The Roman Empire.
Rome was interesting. Like, for the time period, they were like mega advanced, and it's kind of crazy. Like, I think they even had like primitive versions of like automatons, actually, or what we would know as like animatronics and stuff like that. Like, they couldn't do literally half the shit that we know animatronics can do now, but like the stuff that they could do is actually kind of insane. There we go. All right, so also like the whole yeah, I'm missing two. Also, like, the whole history of, like, Romulus and Remus is kind of interesting, especially the ending, where it's like, Romulus killed Remus because he just got tired of his brother acting like a dick. Pushed him off the walls of Rome because he just got tired of his brother dancing around and acting like a complete idiot. So it's like, you know, I'm gonna solve the issue. It's like, there you go. Now there can only be one. Also,
only be one.
Also, apparently, I guess like Romans also had like museums.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they can post all their great things.
Well, that and like I think they even had like, if I remember correctly, they had like also like fossils on display too. But of course, they didn't call them that. They called them like something else. So I know, I think someone said like there was like evidence that showed like they had like I guess like a mammoth or some kind of like ancient elephant skull, and they called it the Cyclops skull, and they had it like in a ancient museum.
Yeah, it was interesting how some fossils may have like given the idea of dinosaurs, like not dinosaurs, like dragons, monsters, and everything. Like for example, the woolly, like an elephant skull. The reason why they thought that is because probably the big hole in the front of their skulls.
Yeah, well, and it's really interesting because like elephants were a common thing in Rome. Like, I think there was like hell, they made an elephant species go extinct because of the fact that they literally used them as war elephants. It's like I read somewhere where there was like a specific type of elephant species that went extinct because they kept using it for war, like for war mounts.
I can believe that, yeah.
Also, I think there's a cookbook on like ancient Roman recipes. I kind of want to try them out.
That would be interesting to see.
Wait, hang on, let me actually see here real quick. Because I know there's like a guy that I follow on YouTube that does it. Let me see here. Let's see here. So, ancient Roman coins cookbook. Yep, there you go. Ancient Roman cookbook. Yep, there it is. Yeah, the cookbook of ancient Rome. Or there is the cooking Apicius. Interesting. Okay. There's also the cookbook of Tolkien. To be honest, I've been like really wanting to get into like making a lot of these like ancient recipes because a lot of it looks really interesting. Let me see here real quick. There we go. I was like, wait, hold up, my game froze. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. I actually want to see like how much of this game can we actually knock out for the night. Because I think because it's not a very long game. Oh. 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 Okay. Did you see that?
No, I'm sorry, what?
Wait, let me see here. Okay. Okay?
Okay, that is weird.
Wait, hold up. So it's like a wall. So it starts... Wow, okay, so this must be like the original texture of the, from the original game.
Maybe.
Well, because, like, it starts from, like, right here. So whatever it is, it starts from there, and...
It could just be, like what you said, it could be just a bound wall thing.
It could be. I was thinking, like,
that is unique.
Huh? Say what?
That is unique. That is unique.
Yeah, because, like... I'm wondering, like I said, I'm wondering if that is from the original game, that they just kind of forgot to, you know, even out.
Yeah.
That was weird, though.
That was kind of weird, yeah.
Hey, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a
Oh, hey,
good
it's,
job protecting you.
Sumo?
Be sure to keep him strong
Moai?
by feeding him lots of butter.
I want to say Sumo. I think it was a sumo. Sumo
Maybe.
dragon. Okay, so I have one gripe about this game in terms of its bosses.
Yeah.
And that is, I wish it was more consistent with their bosses. So, on literally the first level, you had to unlock the boss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't do that with any other level in this game.
I can see that, yeah.
Outside of, like, obviously the last boss. Like, everything else, you could literally just do the boss, like, on the first mission. Like, literally the first level you go to in a world, you could literally just do that. And call it
Yeah,
even.
I guess. Yeah. Dragon.
Oh, this is hyper-focus mode. I was like this level a lot as a kid, for some reason. Like, this was like the speed or the flight level that I played like the most as a kid. It's also probably why I can like know this entire map like the back of my hand. No, 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 no. Whoo! Okay, okay, almost messed up on that one. Alright, and then we got lighthouses. Oh, I can tell this one's gonna be tight.
Wait, like a toy guy.
It's toy, like a toyka. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh, with 2 seconds to spare.
Hell yeah.
On the first fucking go. On the first fucking try. That is what you call Giga Chad energy.
Yeah, it is definitely Giga Chad energy. You did well, man.
That's also called, like, I played this game religiously. That's why I'm like, when I'm depressed, I play this game as my comfy game. And it's also the game I have the most hours in. What does that say? That means I have This is actually my favorite dragon in the game.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know
He does look cool.
I like how
he's got
he's got an eye patch. He's got like the exposed teeth.
And he's got pickaxe like tail.
I think it's funny that like a lot of the stuff that I like have like the exposed teeth. What's that?
I see why.
What does that say about me?
You like big pearly whites.
I do like big pearly whites. It makes something looking more intimidating. And we just log that. You know what's actually interesting is that in this game, the original cheat codes for the original game actually work.
I mean, why would you take them out, man?
Yeah, and I think they added new ones too. I think that's funny.
I do know that they added like some ones that are like changes your model.
Yeah, that was from like the original game because in the original game you could actually change Spyro to like green, purple, well not purple, but like green, pink, blue, white, black, blue. You could change them into like a myriad of colors. Because like fun fact is that Spyro was originally supposed to be green. It's something a lot of people don't know is that yeah, he used to be green. They changed it to purple because green just blended in with the background. Now, I do remember playing this level a lot as a kid. I remember a lot of fond memories playing this particular level as a kid. Also, that's fucking morbid. Wait. Just crumbles to fucking, like, just dust.
Nothing more than ashes.
Also, I like how these, like, take inspiration after the Dilophosaur.
I guess they are a species of. They are. Actually, no. You're right. That is like a dinosaur-esque looking lizard.
Yeah, down to the colors.
I thought they were just frill lizards, but no, that's actually a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's a Dilophosaur, basically. You know what it also looks like?
Ashes.
Dead. No, it just looks like dead. And I get fucking shivved. Ah!
You can't go through a cactus.
I could sure as hell try to. Get over here, little fucker. You know what's actually pretty interesting about all the collectibles in this game?
Yeah.
They're all like a different range of difficulty.
The eggs are really hard to get.
I think that's what it is. So like, I think it's like the dragons are the easiest because they're the main ones. Followed by the gems. And I think it's the eggs. I think the eggs are last.
How's a dragon supposed to flame metal armor anyway?
Oops. Oops, my bee. Okay. Oh my god, I hate this. I actually do miss that ability where you could just like dodge roll. Yeah, because you can't do that in the other games.
Yep, they have to make sure that it's hard the harder the game goes on.
Damn it, let me in. Let me in, damn it.
Let me in.
Let me in.
Let me in.
Also, that's just weird that they were cooking gems.
I mean, you gotta get your daily dose of carbon.
I was gonna say minerals. Like, you had to get your daily dose of minerals, like, quite literally, because it's molten, like, fuck, I don't know what they're cooking in here.
They're making a hot pot.
clearly of molten some kind of metal.
I mean, let's be honest. Maybe they're trying to make a nice, good lava hot pot.
Oh, have you eaten a lava hot pot?
No, because I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna put something that's like nearly the boiling point of everything on Earth.
I was gonna say, it's like, I've seen how Game of Thrones works. I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna force myself to drink molten metal. Wait, have you seen Game of Thrones?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about with Daenerys' brother, how he died.
Yeah.
They poured like molten gold on him.
On the other side of that river.
Why don't you glide there and find out?
Oh, God.
The Giga Chad chin. That man had a Giga Chad chin, Jesus. Also, I'm kind of sleepy because I did not sleep well last night.
Oh, were you up too late last night?
I was up too late last night.
What were you doing, man?
I was chatting with a friend of mine.
Damn.
Yeah, I was chatting with a friend of mine, and she tells me, she's like, Rarl, it's like 12:30. You should go to sleep. And I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay. And then
Carl with a saggy side face, being like, I'm perfectly fine.
That was basically me last night. I was just like, I'm perfectly okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'm Gucci Chief. As I'm like slumped in my chair, just like halfway asleep.
I'm fine, man. I'm fine. I get
I'm not as
another couple hours.
I'm not as think as you drunk I am. I forget where that's from.
I don't even know either. That's the first time I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, I'm not a thing as you drunk I am. Hang on, let me actually wait. I'm curious. That has to be from something.
All right, while you look for that, I'll be right back.
All right. Let me see here. See, I am not as I'm not as thinking. Oh, it's a song. Yeah, it's a song, apparently. I'm not as thin as you drunk I am. Why have I never noticed it before? Yeah, okay, so it is a song. Hi, buddy, I'm not as think as you drunk I am. Huh. Apparently it's a country song. Ugh. Ugh. Mm. There we go. All right, so then so go. And I do actually plan on finishing this chat because I know I started on the Ignited Trilogy back whenever I first started VTubing, and I never got around to finishing it. So we're gonna make up for lost times, chat, and we're actually gonna finish this whole entire like trilogy. Like, mark my words, chat. Mark my words on that one. Oh, am I gonna make it? Oh, okay, good. I was gonna say for a split second, I was actually gonna be kind of upsetty spaghetti if I actually missed that one. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, there's like a thing of fire that goes upwards. What the fuck? Alright, and you. Alright, so. Yeah, I don't know why my game's a little wonky. I don't know if that's just the PC port or. God, I am so. I don't know why I'm so like tired and yawning. Marco.
You've reached the highest point in Clifftown. You can get to almost anywhere from here.
Oh, I like how his axe head is like a dragon wing.
Over there.
Alright. So, let me see here. We go over here. Although, chat, I will say about Spyro, I think it's kind of an ingenious, like, way of doing a platformer game. Is because Spyro is a dragon, and dragons can fly. So I think this is actually, like, a really ingenious way of doing, like, a platformer game like this. Or I should say, technically, he doesn't fly, he glides. Alright, there we go. Alright. So that should cover most. Oh, wait, nope, over there. There we go. Now we got them all. And the good thing, though, is that you go to the guidebook. There we go. Now you don't actually have to go through all the portals. I love that little trick to this game. Alright. The only problem is that you actually have to go to, like, the beginning of the level. Woo. God. Ow. So, alright. Because we're gonna do the boss last. As is in tradition, we're gonna go and do the boss last, and now we're gonna go to here. Which, this level, okay, so this level as a kid. So, with this level as a kid, this thing always pissed me off. Like, this entire level always made me so freaking mad.
Why, Graro? Why did it make you so freaking mad?
I don't know. I think it's just because it's like all the backtracking. Ugh.
Understandable.
I think it was like all the backtracking I had to do as a kid because I couldn't find all the gems. So I had to like, I got so annoyed with it. Also, like, playing these games as a kid, I would always leave like some of the enemies alive.
Why?
Because I was like, oh, it's this level's so boring without you know, things in it.
A word of caution, little one.
Ulrich.
Wait until you grow big.
Oh, seriously?
Before charging those large enemies.
Yeah, I was always like, oh, this whole area is gonna be so empty without people in it. So I would leave some of the enemies alive. Just so that way it doesn't look like it's empty.
Understandable. I could see that being a thing you would want to keep open.
Yeah, even as a young child, I was still way too nice.
A nice growl.
Also, I think it's funny that these guys wear like these fuzzy hats and whatnot, and they're still like shirtless.
Well, they gotta make sure that they can show off their bodies. You know, you gotta give it the good hunk bodies.
That is true. They're always like
yours.
I know I do have an amazing body, don't I?
Maybe. It's not my taste. I have to give it that much.
It's like, no, I prefer the masculine, the masculine man. The daddy mods.
No, not daddy.
No, anything but daddy.
Yes, I'm too big guy for that type of stuff. If you know what I mean.
It's like, not daddy, maybe mommy, but not daddy.
No, I don't even do mommy either.
Oh, you don't? Maybe I think it all just depends. I think it all just depends for me. Oh god. Ah, you little fucker.
He threw a snowball at you. It turned your dragonfly into a blue fly.
Well, I'm dead. I has died.
You has died.
Okay, honestly, I might actually end the stream after we fight the boss and go take a nap because my god, am I tired.
Yeah, you've been yawning for a good quite a bit, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of teetering off. Well, to be fair, I've only had like 4.5 hours of sleep.
Understandable.
Yeah, because like when I woke up this morning, I didn't want to get out of bed.
I think anyone wants to get out of bed.
Actually, shit, I might just cut the stream off and just take a nap or something. Because God, I'm kind of out of it.
Understandable, my friend.
Yeah, we'll finish up this level and like the actual game itself. Next time when I get back from my trip, because yeah, I am like out of it.
I can hear the yawning in your voice.
Yeah. Oh, I apologize. I apologize. I'm just like I said, I've been running on like 4.5 hours of sleep. So we're gonna find someone to raid, and then I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna crash out I'm actually gonna put a little timer. I'm gonna get a little timer for myself, and I'm just gonna crash the fuck out for maybe just a little bit. Let me see here. Let me see if this person's streaming. Oh, she's not streaming. Okay. She's not streaming right now. Because I wanted to raid her because I love her design, but she is not streaming tonight. So let me see here. Who do we want to raid? Who shall we raid tonight? Let me see here. Aloft. God damn. Okay, you know what? We might say hi to the fox. We'll probably say hi to Yuna.
Say hi to the fox, man.
Yeah, Yuna Kitsune.
What does the fox say?
A lot of thirsting for Emmett Selk from Final Fantasy 14.
Raid incoming!
Hi, Lilac. I'm so sorry. We're actually about to raid out. Because I am like beyond sleepy. But hello, I am a sleepy boy. But yes, hello everyone. God, sorry. I am beyond hungry. Go get something to eat because we're about to go raid out. But yeah, so welcome in everyone. I'm Grarl. I am a very, very sleepy T-Rex right now. And I'm here with my very good friend Doc J.
Hello.
I'm so tired. I almost typed out sour out instead of shout out. But yes, welcome in everybody. Welcome in. I am Grarl. I am the T-Rex King VTuber. I'm a variety streamer. I stream everything from like yapping streams to model kit building streams to even like to like even streams like Spyro. Sorry, I'm like struggling to find words. I am so sorry that you raided into me and I'm like 5 ways of just tired. I'm so sorry, Lilac. I hope you had a good stream. What were you playing on your stream? Oh god. Yeah, we're gonna go raid Yuna Kitsunebi. Very good friend of mine. Very, very, very good friend of mine. Love her to death. She's great. We're gonna go raid Yuna. We're gonna say hi to the Crack Fox. I will be back on Tuesday with a regular schedule. And we will most likely continue Spyro and or the oh god, I can't think. Stanley Parable. Also, I have a poll. I do have a poll in my Discord server. So if you're not part of the Discord, go ahead and join. We will be doing a lot more community nights and events, but right now I have a poll up for what model kit I'm going to be building for my graduation day from the military. Right now I have the Perfect Grade Gundam Mark II and the King Gogulas, which it looks like the King Gogulas is winning. But yeah, we're gonna go say hi to... We're gonna say hi to Yuna. Sorry, like I said, sorry I'm like so out of it right now. I am just like... I'm tired as hell. Alright, we're gonna say hi to Yuna, and I will be back on Tuesday, everybody. I'll catch you all later.